I knew I should have made a left turn at Albuquerque. I knew I should have taken that left turn at Albuquerque. I knew I should have taken that left turn at Albuquerque. I should have turned left at Albuquerque.
Hi, this is John Harcher. Welcome to a Left Turn at Albuquerque September 2024 update. This wasn't exactly the episode I was intending to post today. What was originally planned was today being right near the end of fall, once summer, going into fall. This was originally going to be where episode 14 with the Daffy Duck Superstars disc was going to show up, ending the Super September. Well, a little something happened last week that most computer people would dread to hear. 4 horrible words: external hard drive crash. That's where I keep everything. I've kept everything off of a hard drive since my computer got clogged up. The annoying thing is after the crash, I realized that my Final Cut render files had never been cleared out in the over a year I've had this computer. Once I did that, there was plenty of room. Like 267 gigs worth of room. As I was sitting there struggling, like the computer would get down to you have 500 megs of space on your drive. I'm like, oh God, juggle things around. So I thought, let me offload things off. And then last week there was an issue. Fell down, bumped on a rug, not on a hard floor, but now it is being worked on. It's hopeful that about 80 to 90% of the hard drive, maybe even a little bit more, will be salvageable. Hopefully, all the stuff that I have there will be saved, because hopefully, as you'll see, the episode got quite complex. As simple as the last one was, this one got quite a bit in different directions. So hopefully I'll be able to see it. I have everything written down in a script, but it's just the fact there are a lot of little tangents, as typical of me, It's like, a squirrel, and I go off and then I come back. So hopefully this time next week, if I can get the drive back early next week, you'll be able to see episode 14. If not, it may slip to October. If I have to do everything from scratch, it may be late October, but we'll see how things go. So, fingers crossed to that. But in the meantime, there was one big Looney Tunes update that doesn't have to do with Boomerang. By the way, if you were watching over the summer, they have their, as I mentioned, their 2-hour block, like Monday through Friday, it's 6 to 8, and on the weekends it's 1 to 3. And what they would do is, it used to be the first hour was played at 6 a.m. in the morning, and then repeated at 6 o'clock, and then the 7 o'clock hour was repeated at 5 a.m. the next day. Well, over the summer, they switched that around. Like the 6 a.m. would play at 7 o'clock, and then the 6 p.m. would rerun at 5 a.m. Well, now they switched it back again. So anyway, but it's still the same 230 cartoons we went over. They haven't added anything since Putty Tat Trouble. But Max, I think it was just a few days ago, decided to add back almost 250 of the cartoons that they pulled off in the Purge back in December of 2022. So there's around now 500 Looney Tunes cartoons back on. There's a very small number that didn't get put back, and there was a few more that they added in. These Beautiful Dames from 1934, which was a bonus on the Dames movie from 1934. There was a bonus on that, so that's been restored and added. A Hick, a Slick, and a Chick, which we did on Collector's Choice. I think it's on Volume 2. It's in Volume 2 or Volume 3, but we did it. It's added on, and there's a couple more. They're still missing a bunch. Hair Trigger is the most egregious one to my mind, and it's probably not going to appear on Collector's Choice Volume 4. We're still waiting on the listing for that. May not appear until October, because if we compare it to last year when we got the announcement about Collector's Choice Volume 2, which was originally going to show up at the end of November and then slipped to December, I did that video on October 3rd. So it may be as late as that, so we'll just have to wait and see. But I don't think Hair Trigger is going to be showing up because George kind of made the point that Volume 4 is going to continue the ones that haven't been on home video before. So we'll just have to wait at some point. Maybe they'll come up with some other excuse to get it. It deserves to be on there. The other one was like Apes of Wrath, because it was on. It's really the only one on the Bugs Bunny Superstars disc that isn't easily available. The one that I took from the Stars of Space Jam DVD, it's full screen, but it hasn't been restored. It doesn't look bad. I mean, it looks pretty good, but you know, we still want the restoration. So that's great news. So if you have Max, you can go to town again and watch Looney Tunes to your heart's content. If you have Boomerang and you're just tired of seeing the same 230 cartoons, my wife is, because every day I have it, I was just like, we just saw this. I'm like, I know, but you'll have now a bit of a mix there. So that's good news on that front. So right now, I'm waiting for my hard drive to come back, and we're waiting for the announcement of Collector's Choice Volume 4. So tentatively, I'm working on the Mouse Chronicles video, the script for it. I was originally going to split it in two. I still might, but it's like part one, like with Sniffles, like that, is very short. You'll be done in like 15 minutes, in and out. If you're annoyed with Sniffles, it won't take long. The other one is going to be a little longer because, as usual, the last ones tend to get complex. If you've noticed, it's like I tend to saving up to the end. It's like, okay, let's talk about this. But so that'll be there, and then I don't know if it's going to be. It's either going to be for Thanksgiving or for Christmas. There's going to be a special episode that doesn't have to do with Looney Tunes. It's going to be about a release that Warner's is doing, but it's not Looney Tunes. So that'll be it for now. Fingers crossed next week we have a new video up.
I knew I should have made a left turn at Albuquerque. I knew I should have taken that left turn at Albuquerque. I knew I should have taken that left turn at Albuquerque. I should have turned left at Albuquerque.